Hello there, and this is episode 49 of the VictorPrep Vocab podcast. I'm going to start with a quote from the Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius. Be like a rocky promontory against which the restless surf continuously pounds. It stands fast while the churning sea is lulled to sleep at its feet. I hear you say, "How unlucky that this should happen to me." Not at all. Say instead, "How lucky I am that I am not broken by what has happened. I'm not afraid of what is about to happen. The same blow might have struck anyone, but not many would have absorbed it without capitulation and complaint." Now let's review the words from episode 48. Those were eclectic. That means deriving a style or ideas from a broad and diverse range of sources. So you might have eclectic music tastes. Disjointed. That means something that's lacking a coherent sequence or a connection. So unconnected or disconnected, perhaps fragmented. Lugubrious. That means looking or sounding sad. Someone looks tearful, they look lugubrious. And coda is the last piece of something, the concluding passage of a song, or the concluding section of a book, maybe. So those were words from episode 48. Now it's time for the episode 49 words, and it's also the start of a new year and a long-awaited episode. So I'm excited. It's 2017, and there are some new words, and one of my favorite words, actually, so get pumped. So our first word for episode 49 is phlegmatic. That's spelled Phlegmatic. Phlegmatic. So it's got that PHF sound at the start. And phlegmatic is an adjective, and it basically means being calm and unemotional, and it's used to describe people. I suppose you could use it to describe other things, but generally speaking, phlegmatic is used to describe a person. So if you say, "Oh, my friend Jake is really phlegmatic," it means he's cool, calm, and collected. He's tranquil or impassive. It's the opposite of someone who is excitable. So an antonym would be excitable. More synonyms of phlegmatic are imperturbable, unruffled, controlled, placid, impassive. You get the picture. So think of someone you know who, even when, let's say they're making toast, they butter the toast, they drop the piece of toast and it lands butter side down, which is always annoying, but they're super calm about it and they don't mind, and they take it philosophically, and it's not a big deal. That person is being phlegmatic. So a bit of interesting etymology around the word phlegmatic. So you may know the word phlegm, so Phlegm. Phlegm, if you don't know what that is the thick, viscous substance that's secreted when you have a cold. So from your nose or in your mucous membranes of your lungs, respiratory system, and so on. Well, phlegm is a very ancient word coming from the Greeks, 6th century BC, something like that. And phlegm was one of the 4 humours. And there was a type of medicine in those days where they thought that all the liquids in the body were comprised of 4 different liquids. And the balance of those liquids was supposed to mean something about your personality or your temperament. So phlegm was one of these 4 humours, which are these 4 liquids that your body's liquids were comprised of. And there was blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. And an excess of phlegm was supposed to make someone calm, stolid, and apathetic. So phlegm, many, many years later, came to mean phlegmatic. So that's where the origin of that word comes from. Our second word is discrete. Now, before I get into this word, I want to make sure you understand which discrete I'm talking about, because there are two discretes. There's discrete, D-I-S-C-R-E-T-E, which is the one we're doing now. And there's also discrete, D-I-S-C-R-E-E-T. So there's one that has a double E at the end. So discrete with a double E. Discrete with a double E means someone who's being careful with their words so as not to offend someone, perhaps. So you're being discreet about something, or you're keeping a secret, something like that. So we're not doing that discrete. We're doing discrete that ends with E-T-E. Sorry for that lengthy explanation there. Now, the discrete that we're defining means individually separate and distinct. So if there are a number of sounds that are discrete, each of those sounds is a separate signal, a separate sound, and they're not blurred into each other. Or if you said there were several discrete events, these are all individually separate and distinct events. These events aren't running into each other, they're not connected, these are separate events. Some synonyms of discrete are separate, distinct, individual, detached, unattached, or disconnected. An example sentence using discrete might be, a car has many discrete parts, like wheels, seats, a radio, a windscreen, and so on. Our third word is malediction. Malediction. Malediction is a noun, and it is a magical word or phrase with the intent to bring about some bad result or evil. So basically it means a curse or a bad spell, a wicked spell. So if you met a witch and you accidentally annoyed the witch and she cast a curse on you, that could be a malediction. There aren't many synonyms of malediction, but there is curse, damnation, and oath. And one of the opposites of malediction could be a blessing, if someone gives you a blessing. Anyway, how to remember malediction? Well, I think it's actually a really easy word to remember. So consider it consisting of two parts, mal, M-A-L, and diction. Mal means bad. We know the word malicious, meaning someone who's wicked or cruel. The mal root, M-A-L, means bad. And if we think of the French word mal, that seems obvious. Mal in French means bad. So we know mal means bad. And diction, well, a word we have in English is dictionary. We know a dictionary is a list of words. So diction has something to do with words. In fact, there is an actual English word called diction, which is to do with how you choose your words. So if someone has good diction, they have a good style in how they choose their words and how they speak and so on. So malediction means bad word or bad words. It's easy to remember if you just remember mal meaning bad and diction, dictionary, something to do with words. So imagine that witch casting a curse on you, and that curse is a malediction. Our final word of today is philanthropy. Philanthropy, that's spelled P-H-I-L-A-N-T-H-R-O-P-Y. Philanthropy. Philanthropy is a word you may have heard on the radio or on TV, but maybe you weren't quite sure what it meant. But philanthropy means the desire to promote the welfare of other people. So it means the desire to do good in the world, to help other people. And usually when you hear about philanthropy on the radio or on TV, it's usually because someone with money has given money to a charity or to some good cause. So, yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean giving money, but usually in practice, it often implies or is related to someone giving a lot of money to some good cause or a charity or whatever. Some words that mean the same thing, some synonyms are generosity, benevolence, altruism, charity, brotherly love, magnanimity. Sorry, I'm having issues with words right now. Liberality, largesse, humanity, kindness, compassion. Now, philanthropy. This is a good point to talk about the etymology of this word because phi at the start of a word comes up quite a lot. So we have two parts of this word. The phi part, P-H-I, and the anthropy. So when you have phi at the start of a word, as in philosophy, it means love of something or liking of something. So philosophy means love of wisdom. Philanthropy, anthropo, that means related to man or humankind. So philanthropy basically means love of man. So if you think of the subject anthropology, anthropology means studying humans, how humans have evolved, and human society, and how human society has changed, and so on. So anthropo, words with anthro in, usually have something to do with humans. So philanthropy means love of humans. So that's an easy one to remember. If someone loves humans, they're more likely to give a lot of money to charity or good causes or whatever. Now we're going to quickly go over all the words for today. Phlegmatic. Phlegmatic. That's used to describe someone who is calm, cool, composed, doesn't get angry easily. Discrete. Discrete. That means individually separate and distinct, as opposed to blurred together or mixed together. Malediction. Malediction. That means a magical word or phrase, and it's a curse, basically, like a magical curse. So if you curse someone to have bad luck, or you cast a bad magic spell on someone that turns them into a toad, that is a malediction. And our final word was philanthropy, and that means the desire to promote the welfare of other people, and usually the giving of generous gifts to some cause, like a charity. Now, we're going to do our test sentences. I'll read the sentence, and you work out which word I'm referring to. Jane was cursed with a bad luck spell after throwing eggs at a witch's house. The US government is composed of 3 separate and distinct branches. These are the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. My friend Stefan is so cool, calm, and collected that even when another car cuts him off when driving, he doesn't get angry or rage at the other driver. The rich lady who lived in a mansion near my old house used to give lots of money to various charities. So that's all of our words for today. It's 2017 now, so I don't know if you have any New Year's resolutions or goals for the new year. Maybe the goal is learn more words or pass a test. Pass the GRE, maybe. But whatever your goals are, good luck and work really hard. And remember, if you are trying to learn new words, the best thing to do is try and use some of them. That by far is the best thing to do. Make your example sentences. Try and use them with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And please send any emails you have to me at sam.fold@gmail.com. And also, please leave a review on the iTunes website if you haven't. Thank you very much. Take it easy, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.